Right, let's talk for a second. I've been reading a book, just started it actually. It's called Your Divine Fingerprint by Keith Craft. And really, he reminded us of some pretty important principles. Number one is that what are your defining moments, right? You ask that question, what are your defining moments? Those defining moments are defined by whom? That's right, they're defined by you and I, right? So it's very interesting that when we start looking at the moments that defined our lives, typically there was a lot of emotion involved. I know for me, a defining moment for me was when I lost my dream of winning a state championship, right? Dislocated my arm, I was done. Didn't get to wrestle in the state championships. Horrible experience for me, right? You prepare for, 4, 5, 6 years to do something, and then you don't get to do it. And then, of course, a death of a loved one. For instance, when my dad passed away, that was a big deal for me, right? For others, for me, it's also having a mentor take me aside and force me to read through my dyslexia and just continue to read until it boosted my confidence to the point where I learned to love to read, right? Which is crazy because I didn't even read my first book cover to cover until I was a senior in high school, which is kind of ridiculous, right? But we define the moments based on the meaning we give those moments. Was it a positive or was it a negative? And really, if a negative thing happened, what was the positive that we found in it so that we could give a positive meaning to the negative thing that happened? And I'll give you a quick example. When I first moved to Hawaii, first thing I did is I went to a Walmart store and I bought a bunch of stuff, right? It's the first thing you do. You move to a new place, you buy some stuff. Well, I went through this line and this cashier was the rudest cashier I've ever experienced in my life. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That did not just happen to me. So I went out to my car, I put all my stuff away, I went back in and I bought something else and I went through her line. And as soon as I got in her line and I made eye contact with her, I put a big old smile on my face. And what do you think she did? Yeah, she smiled back. I'm like, uh-oh, maybe what's going on here, right? And then I noticed that she had a pin. She had a pin right here. And I'm like, hey, is that your daughter? And she's like, yeah, it's her birthday today. And we had this big old conversation about the fact that it was her child's birthday. And she just lit up and we had a great conversation. So what was the difference between the first time I went in and the second? Same day, within 15, 20 minutes of each other. What was the difference? She was mirroring me. She was mirroring my person. She was mirroring my attitude. And a lot of times it's crazy because some of y'all think people are being rude to you, when in reality, you might want to look in the mirror. And again, as your certified high performance coach, my job is not to make you feel good. My job is to tell you reality, right? My job is to push you into making some changes. So if you find that other people are rude to you a lot, chances are it's you. And they are mirroring your energy and putting it back on you. Give it a try. Start walking around with a smile. Start being super happy and super nice to everybody and see how other people's demeanor changes towards you, right? Again, what are the moments that define you? You get to decide. You get to decide what every moment means, and you get to decide whether you give it a positive or a negative. I'm hoping that you'll give it a positive. All right, until next time.